if you're new here. Super glad I do the carnivore diet and eat all things meat-based. Chat with some more of you, and we get to have some questions answered and whatnot. But let me know where you go down below, where you're from, where you're tuning in from. And then I want, are electrolytes necessary on carnivore or not? And just kind of my experience with and meat. And so people will say you need to take electrolytes if you do carnivore, and it can be true, but it also doesn't have to be the case. I've done it both ways, where I've done it mostly all carnivore, and I just increase my salt intake, and that will help me out very, very much. I used to get like, occasionally I would get like cramping in the middle of the night, and so that's one of the symptoms of an electrolyte imbalance. And so an easy fix for me personally is literally just getting a quality salt and increasing my sodium, and that helps with that imbalance there. And then also, if that doesn't work, you definitely can supplement with an electrolyte supplement. My recommendation on supplements would be go for the unflavored. I'm not a big fan of like artificial sweeteners and low fat, low calorie, low carb products basically. And so if I were to go for an electrolyte, it would have to be an unflavored quality electrolyte. And so that's kind of where I would go if I was needing an electrolyte. If I was really struggling with like a keto flu, or was really eating a lot of bad processed foods and trying to jump into carnivore, that can be kind of hard for the whole electrolyte switch. And maybe getting some electrolytes would be helpful. And so that's where I would either do that. And then my third option, it's kind of an in-between option. It's getting a high quality mineral salt. Hi 55 Oden, welcome. I just use salt and water. Yeah, good job. That's awesome. If I do need something in between, like, I don't want to get an electrolyte necessarily, but the salt just isn't doing it for me, what I will do is I will use a Baja Gold mineral sea salt concentrate. And so you can just drop it into your water. You can do it like in the morning and evening, or you can do it throughout the day, one time a day. Kind of just play with it, because everyone drinks a different amount of water, everyone salts their food slightly different, and everyone eats a different amount of food. And so we all need a little bit different amounts of our electrolytes and sodium and such. Oh, hi there, G-Man. Hi, how are you? Happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday to you too. I'm pretty good. I've been having a really good Sunday, so I'm super excited. Had a good little plyometrics workout and about to eat some steak, so can't complain. Having a good day. Hi, sister. Good morning. Hi to you too. Lokesh. I also find that bacon helps me I don't know what that word is there. To its salt content. Oh, to its salt content. Yep. If you have food that has salt in it, that definitely is going to help. And it's an easy way to, like, if you don't really like a salted, like too salted steak, then yeah, adding a salted meat like that would be great. I find that bone broth is a great option too, because I like to have it a little bit more salty, especially because I don't do any of the vegetables with it. I just make a strictly just beef broth or a chicken broth, and so adding that salt is a good way to get good salt and for it to taste good and to go down very easily. And then hi Lisa, how are you? Lokesh again. Hi sister, good morning. Or that might not be again. Glad your Sunday was fun. You seem like a sweet soul. Thank you. That's very kind. Oh, thank you very much. I know I get some questions in my comments, and sometimes I am not able to get to that third comment back and forth or second comment back and forth. So let me know if you have any questions that I may have missed. I would love to get to them, get them answered. or hopefully answered. I don't have all the answers, but I will try to share whatever knowledge I do have. Um, but yeah, I'm super excited. Glad you're all here. I also could talk about what my meals are looking like lately. I've been having a lot of full on just beef, and that's been really good. I've been feeling really good on that. Let me know what you guys are. Hola. Hola to you too. Welcome. Yeah, so I just want to thank you guys for being a part of the channel. It's insane to me, the growth, like I said last time. And so I just thank you so much for being here. It's really been such a fun time. So thank you very much. It's a fun way for me to share like my passion for all of this, a big passion for just eating more nutrient dense. And so it's super cool that I get to share it with you and have a community out of it. And it's so awesome. T Chili, hi. Would you recommend for someone who has alpha gal syndrome, can't eat mammal products? Oh, what would you recommend for someone who can't eat alpha gal, eat mammal products? I've never heard of that, and I'm very sorry if that's you that you have that. Um, does it mean you can't have eggs? Because that would be a huge thing. Because if you can, eggs would be a phenomenal option. I know that's a product of an animal, but it's not necessarily. Yeah, I think you might be able to have eggs. If you can, eggs would be a great option. Um, and just trying to eat the most quality ingredients possible. I would say stick far away from processed foods. If you're going to have plant foods, get the best quality. Make sure you're looking at every ingredient. I care more about ingredients than I do the macros of it, really. I want you to be eating nutrient dense, but obviously if that takes out mammals, the best quality you can, and work on, if I don't know if that's a healing thing. I don't know if you can heal from that, but if you can, we definitely am going to look that up afterward, unless you give me a brief description on what that is, how that came about, whatever it may be. I'd love to know more about that. Hi. I don't personally think I jump very high, but I do love jumping. My husband, though, is a phenomenal jumper. He's always been an amazing athlete, and he's definitely like the big passion behind like plyometrics. Like I love to do it too, but he's definitely the one that has been jumping from a very young age, has been playing sports from a very young age. I played sports as well, but like his jumping has just been insane. Just what he can jump over, what he has been able to jump over is absolutely insane. Um, yeah, but it does take training, it does take effort, it does take diligence. We are literally doing plyometrics all year round. We're not just doing it just in the summertime for the sports that we do play or enjoy. It takes effort, and he's always working very hard. And I try to stay as bouncy as I can be because, with age, if you don't use it, you lose it. So just trying to do that, and it's good for your bones, good for your joints and ligaments to keep on jumping, to keep on being like a kid. So that's a cool question. Thank you. Too calm. Do you make homemade yogurt or ice cream as part of your carnivore way of eating? I do sometimes, actually. Um, I'm not a big like no dairy kind of person on carnivore. I think it just depends on who you are, where you are in your journey. If you need to get off of dairy for healing, like for the purpose of healing, I was lactose intolerant, and so I had to do no dairy for a long time, and eventually I got to heal from it. If you were here last time, you did hear a little bit of that, but basically it took me 6 months to 9 months to reintroduce dairy, and then realized I had no problem with it anymore once I like detoxed, cleaned my gut, ate quality food, allowed myself to heal up from processed foods, from seed oils, from fake dairies that are not actually dairy. I was able to eat yogurt and dairy and milk and all that stuff. So if that's you, that you need to heal, go for it, heal. Or if you are super like highly addictive to it and you're trying to work on your self-control, okay, I understand, you should do that. You should work on that. You shouldn't have food control you. And then the other option is if you have, let's say like if it causes eczema flare-ups, or if it's something that you are trying to lose weight and you are not losing weight, that's a tool you can take out, and you could lessen that because there's a lot of carbs in there. But again, I think it's a great quality food. I eat it when I feel like I want it or desire it, because at the end of the day, I go off of if I am craving it and if I want it and if it's nutrient dense and if it's the foods I allow myself to eat, I'm gonna have it. Like if it's some Parmesan cheese, like I'm craving Parmesan cheese, then I'll have it. As long as I'm not having, like I don't have any certain goals in that season, I'm okay with having it. I just try to like go as natural as I can with what my hunger cues are. Obviously, I'm not gonna go and drink like a Slurpee or a Blizzard or anything like that because it's not real food. But if it's like I'm craving a bowl of ice cream, I'm just gonna make it myself. Make some yolk, put some yolk in there, some rich cream, because I'm oftentimes just craving more fat. And so that's kind of how I view the whole like dairy aspect. I enjoy it, I like it, I like making recipes with it, it's very fun. And I don't have a problem with it anymore. So that's kind of, yes, I do put homemade yogurt and ice cream as a part of my carnivore way of eating. I've made, way long ago, I made like a little recipe on Instagram about my jars of making yogurt. So that was very convenient, very easy. But I do want to get into some sort of cheese making, some sort of yogurt making. I think that would be very fun. I'm always trying to make things homemade if you haven't learned that yet. Great question. I'd love to know what you do. What do you guys do? Do you guys include dairy? Always a pleasure to support like-minded people. I appreciate that. Let's see. I subscribe to you because I love your spirit. Thank you very much. I am so glad you are deciding to be here, so thank you very much. That means so much to me. I'm very, very, very grateful for that. And then I believe we're going to be giving away some memberships, so make sure to turn on that ability to receive them. You just go to those three dots, I believe, and then you go to the bottom. I think it has some sort of accept membership, gift membership, something like that. So that'd be great. I thought Alpha-Gal was only cow products. That would be interesting to know. So if someone knows, let us know. Do you know the name? Do you know the name of God? I'm not sure exactly what the question is, but I believe in God, and I am a follower and a believer of Jesus Christ. Congratulations, I didn't know you were married. Thank you. Thank you very much. It feels like it just happened yesterday, so I'm thinking about marriage, and if anyone ever tells you marriage and it just gets worse by the day, it's absolutely not. So a little bit of encouragement for anyone out there. Tea chili, it comes from a tick bite. I've actually never seen a couple of posts about the whole tick bite thing. That's actually insane. I can have eggs, but I'm slightly intolerant to the whites. You can grow out of it, and I'm working on assisting that. Thank you, though. Anything with 4 legs and dairy is what you're, like, you can't have anything with 4 legs and dairy. Got it. Yeah, eggs are a really great thing. If you can't have the whites, that sucks because it makes it inconvenient, but the yolks are the best part, I will say. Yeah, let's see. So you can have chicken legs and salmon and things like that. I would recommend just going for the fattier meats that you can have, and try to get them in the best quality, like your chicken legs, chicken thighs. You can do a whole chicken. Make some chicken broth. You can do salmon, like I said. Try to go for a wild caught if you're gonna go for a fish. And shrimp, because it's tasty, it doesn't have much fat, but it's a tasty option to mix it up for you. Yeah. So sorry about that. I hope you heal up, and I hope it goes away over time, because that's absolutely rough. I hope no one has to deal with that. That's awful. How often do I eat one big meal? I feel like usually my breakfast is pretty big, and my dinner is pretty big. Eat until I'm full, and I don't necessarily do a 1 meal a day. I'm a 2 meal a day kind of person. That's just the way I feel like it's easier for me. I get full, and then I get hungry about the time I'm about to eat dinner. And so I found that it's a perfect schedule for me personally, where I eat when I'm hungry and I stop when I'm full, basically. And so that's kind of how I structure it. I don't really structure it on like I'm gonna focus on eating one meal a day, because that's not necessarily my goal to not eat. I feel like I'm fine digestively. I'm fine where my weight is. I feel happy. I feel good. My stomach feels good. Bloating's all good. Things like that. So I don't feel a need to change to a one meal a day. But if I had to, I totally could. Like if I'm traveling or if I'm out all day, usually summer days, I would fast for longer. Maybe I wouldn't eat dinner. If I did, it would be like something tiny, or I would just go for that one meal. So it's kind of how I play it, but on the more regular basis, I eat 2 meals a day, and they're pretty regular. They're pretty much the same all the time, unless I do something fun. We sent over some gifted memberships, so sweet. Ryan, welcome to the community, and Yenners, welcome. So glad. Ben to Mafia, welcome. And Chris, welcome, and Antije. I don't know how to say that. It sounds like it's a really cool name though. But I'm so excited to see you 5 on the other side. Awesome. And Xana, hi, new here. Well, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. And Too Calm, I am looking all over but don't see an option for accepting memberships anywhere. It's for the next one when we be able to give more away. I think the 5 are already gone for today, but you press that 3 dots in the bottom, I believe, and then you should scroll down, and there's like 4 options, and that bottom option, I believe, is where you say I accept, or change the settings to accepting new memberships. So you should get that changed, so next time we do gift some more, that you'll be ready. But yeah, that's awesome. I also wanted to mention or ask you guys, how many meals a day do you eat? If it's 1, 2, 3, or more, let me know. Be honest in there. I'd love to know what you guys are eating, or how many times a day you're eating. And yeah, let me know some questions. I'd love to talk with you guys, get to know you guys a little bit better. If you do ever want to join my membership, you definitely can. There's a link down below, and you can just go there, and we'll have extra personal live videos, or things like that, where you can get just a little bit extra perks. So go ahead and do that if you're interested. If you want to support the channel directly, I greatly appreciate that. But otherwise, I just appreciate you being here in general. So thank you. Yeah. And also, if any of you do take supplements, I'd like to know what your favorite brands are, or what you take exactly, being that we just talked about electrolytes. So, but anyway, a lot of you may not know this about me, but I am a personal trainer along with my husband. And so we do a lot of things, like we were talking about the plyometrics thing. And so we help people with like training, and our work is basically helping people to get healthy, stay healthy. And I especially, we both do all of our nutrition based on a meat-based diet. Carnivore, that looks like animal-based, that looks like meat-based with some lower toxic whole foods and such. So it's a little fun fact about me. That's truly where the passion began for this whole YouTube channel, is I'm already helping people, and so why not do it on like a bigger platform and try to reach more people and just grow a community like we're doing here. So it's pretty fun. So thank you for that. If you excuse me, I need some water, guys. I'm sorry. Okay, there's that poll. Do you currently supplement electrolytes? No, 43, yes, 36, and 21 sometimes. That's pretty fair. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I would say, I'm not surprised, actually. I'm not surprised with that. So, yeah. How many of you are full carnivores here? I'd love to know that too. Hi, Aunt Ben. Aunt Ben. Hi. All right. Well, if we can get some more questions in here, I'll stay on a little longer. But anyway, I also wanted to mention that one of my favorite things about the whole carnivore diet and space, and just eating more nutrient dense, I feel like a lot of people are always like so willing to go for like a run, go for this intense workout, and want to lose weight. Um, Hi, Derek. Hi. And then I feel like it's just that takes so much more work to go and do all these things. It's hard for their bodies to move. When they can just change the way they're eating and they can get their results that way, I think that's just absolutely incredible. Like, we can eat till we're full and we'll lose weight and we don't have to do these crazy exercises. Like, yes, I care about your cardiovascular health and I hope you would do some walking, some whatever, running, whatever type of exercise you need and you want to do. But the effects of carnivore are absolutely insane. And so if you just focus on that part of it, where I'm gonna focus on getting nutrient dense foods in, and the weight will fall off. If you're doing it right, if you're not making any shortcuts, if you're not just eating a bunch of processed meats and things like that, like, the weight will come off. And I absolutely love that, because that does so much more than 5-6 days a week in the gym and eating crappy. So I think that's why I think meat-based and carnivore is so powerful, and I just want to share it with so many more people. So let's see. Hi, Nezer. Thank you for the gifted sub. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for receiving it and being here. It's awesome. Yeah. Hi, Tay, or Tay, maybe? Tay. Hi. Welcome. Oh, man. That alpha gal thing is actually insane. I was thinking about that the other day, because we like to take walks by like the river and all that stuff and go camping, and I'm just like hoping and praying that never happens and that just doesn't spread anymore. So I feel bad for that. So sorry about that. But anyway, I think we're gonna close out soon. So yeah, I can share another little thing about me just so you know a little bit more about, and just kind of where the heart behind this whole entire channel is. I kind of, a little backstory is I grew up eating pretty much normal food. I'm Mexican, so I ate a lot of like Spanish rice, some refried beans, tortillas, tacos, chips, all of that, all my life. And I was a little bit on the sicker side. Like, I would get colds and ear infections and all those things. And so I just think like how wonderful it is if we eat better and we do all these things. All of our body will thank us for it, because it's not just trying to like catch up and heal. It's already in the state of healing, so it can detox properly, so it can just be the most optimal. And so, a little backstory: ate terrible all my childhood, and until I was in like the early 20s, I learned about this whole carnivore thing and began eating more healthy and eating more nutrient dense, and that's when I was able to experience the best changes of my life. I used to have really, really bad like dark circles. I used to always be just chronically tired all the time, and it's just amazing that I can wake up, not feel tired. I can just go about my day and not be super just bummy. I have clear energy, clear mental clarity. It's just so great. It's nothing I ever thought I had an issue with, because I was like, okay, this is how we're supposed to feel. We just eat and we get full and we just like want to take a nap on the couch, and that's just not the case. I think we're meant to eat and to be filled and to have quality food and to have an energy that is sustained. And so that is definitely what I get from carnivore, and it's just great. But Yanezer, thank you. Okay, well, everyone, thank you so much for being here. If you want to do this again, do you incorporate workouts daily? That was another poll. 50-50, yes and no. Okay, 50-50. But you're here because you hear about carnivore, and so that's a really, really great thing. Yeah, that's awesome. If you If you aren't one of those that incorporates workouts daily, maybe it's every other day, I don't know. So maybe that number would look better. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I'm so glad to be a part of this journey with you guys. So thank you for joining, and I will be calling it a night. I'm gonna go eat a New York strip steak because I am hungry for one. And I'm just, yeah, I can't wait. I'm gonna get some butter on it, some tallow, and we're gonna get a really nice crusted steak right now. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that you guys were able to be gifted some membership. So I will see you on the other side, and bye for now. Maybe if I can exit this.